Three, two, one. Hi, today I want to tell you about something that I discovered recently. It's called Driver4VR by a very creative and very innovative inventor, software engineer, designer. It's a piece of software that enables you to be able to use various types of devices like Wiimote and Kinect for Xbox 360 and Xbox One, and also PSVRs with your HMD VR. Um, doesn't really matter what HMD you have. I have a generic brand. It's called a WVR. See it here. Probably can't. I've got something going on with my cam. I'm not really sure. But yeah, it's Direct Tech. I think it's a relatively inexpensive headset if you want to start experimenting with desktop VR. I recently upgraded to an RX 480 graphics card, making it doable. Anyway, I don't want to get away from the subject. So this is going to be more of a review. I mean, yeah, there might be a little bit of a tutorial here, but for the most part, just to tell you about how great this is and why you should be using it. By the way, it's a try before you buy. So what you can see here is that you have the version 5.0, and let me backtrack a little bit here. So actually, let me show you what the result is. Okay, so this is a Wiimote with yeah Wiimote with a nunchuck plugged in, and in you're looking at the mirror for Steam. This is a Steam preview, and as you can see, it's emulating HTC Vive controllers. Now, in different types of programs, VR, games and whatnot, the controllers look different. Sometimes it'll look like hands. If you've ever had a Vive or Oculus, you know how that works, or you've seen somebody doing it and they've streamed it, you know how that works. So if you don't, the bottom line here is if you don't have money for the controllers, and the controllers they go used for like $170, so they can get really pricey. This is a really good way to go because it enables you to at least experience 3 degrees of freedom. If you have the ability to have head tracking, you have 6 degrees of freedom. But it's a good way to get a taste of what desktop VR is like. I say desktop VR because mobile VR is very different. I've been experimenting now for about a few months with a Android headset, and let me tell you, it's very different. For starters, um, there is no lag like you would have in an Android headset. And if you have yet to experiment what a desktop headset is like, tethered of course, you really owe it to yourself to check it out. So this is essentially an emulation. As you can see, I'm moving the let's see if you can, yeah, you can see I'm moving the knob around, and you can see you can't really see it because the lighting is really bad for some reason in the headset menu and the headset mirror. And I try to figure out why it's doing that. I even adjusted my brightness, but I couldn't figure it out. I'm not really sure why that's showing up that way. And then, unless of course it's showing up that way on my other monitor, and it is clear, and I'll know after editing. But anyways, so you can see. Maybe you can't see. You can't really see it. I'm pushing the trigger here, and so it basically works the same way. All right, so I'm doing this backwards. So essentially, what happens is that you go to the menu for Driver VR, And what you have to do is you have to pair your Wii with your PC via Bluetooth because it works with Bluetooth. Now I actually tried to connect and I'm in a limited space here. So because I'm in a limited space here and I'm not really doing much standing to begin with, I have back problems. So it makes it hard for me to stand for extended period of times. Um, so I opted to just forego the Connect and the whole skeleton thing and just go with the Wii because I have a Wii. So I figured, what the heck? I don't have PSVR. If I had PSVR, I would probably, here, let's see, be seen better. Yeah, it might be a little bit better. I don't know. I would probably just gone with the PSVR because that seems to be the best option. Um, there's also leap motion, which I'm considering doing because that's an inexpensive motion as well. I just don't know if I could get used to not having something in my hand like a Wiimote or something. Because with the my understanding is with leap motion, it is a gesture. You make a gesture, and that actually sounds like be a lot of fun to make the gesture. But if you get the gesture wrong, I don't know. Anyway, so backtracking here. So you go here, and then your device will show up after you've paired it. Actually, it'll show up. Let me see. Bluetooth devices. Show Bluetooth devices. Okay, so it'll actually show up here after you've paired it. There's actually some good videos on how to do this, so I'm not even going to really get in depth into this. You can check them out. But let's see. It should be showing up here. Where are you? Okay, that's very odd. Oh, there it is. Nintendo RVL controller 01. I haven't figured out how to do two Wiimotes, and that would be really cool if I could, but so far I haven't been able to figure it out. But it's as simple as plugging your nunchuck into your Wiimote and going back to the Driver4VR. You go in here. I'm not going to stop it because then it's going to, kill the movement here. But they show up, as you can see. Oh, there's my HMD. Um, okay, so there it is. So four left, four right, Driver4VR, four left. Okay. Okay, so then what happens is you go into your tracker manager, and then you'll do an assignment and give it an assignment. There's a really good video. Greg, the creator of this, he put out a really good video on how to do this. You can find it on his channel. I'll put a link to his channel. And also, of course, where you can get Driver4VR. And so what happens is that not only can you emulate with a Wii, you can also emulate with your gamepad, which I'm still kind of trying to figure that out. But over here will show up your detected devices. In this case, you can preview it, so you can go to Wii Motion. You can look at, okay, so this one, and you can see it in the mirror, right? Okay, and you can also see in the orientation. Let me move that over a little bit. Okay, all right, and then close that one, and then the same thing with the nunchuck. You can preview it. As you can see, that one's moving as well. I have to say, I've been able to do things now in VR and Steam VR um, that I was not able to do with my gamepad. Because see, these headsets, these 3DOF headsets, they're pretty much limited to this controller or an Xbox controller. This comes with this controller or my, this controller. Um, and so when you can now start doing touch, because some things it just don't it doesn't emulate without an emulator essentially. And so now I can do this. I can actually use touch controllers in the game. I've been able to experiment with um, the lab, Steam's the lab. Yesterday I did first contact with Oculus. That's a thing for Revive. Look it up. Revive lets you be able to run Oculus type titles. Um, let's see what else. Um, I should demonstrate actually. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate a title. Let's see. Let me go to my Steam. Actually, I have to open my Steam. My Steam is open, right? Isn't it? Gotta be open. How else would Steam? How else would VR Steam VR working. I didn't say it. Yeah. Oh, okay. So I didn't mention this, and I should have mentioned this. So that's my headset right there. Um, that's D4, which is Driver for VR. That's my gamepad, and that right there is the two touch controllers. And my Steam is not. Where the heck's my Steam? Okay. Well, then let me just go here and. Oh, I got to demonstrate this. This is really cool. Um, Actually, I'm going to do Google Earth VR. Because you haven't experienced Google Earth until you've experienced it in VR. It is just unbelievably amazing. Now, that's another one. Google Earth VR, I tried before I got Driver for VR to be able to use the gamepad, being able to access it. No way. You can't. You just can't. There's no way to interact that I could find with Google Earth VR. In fact, they make it very clear that in order to be able to use Google Earth for VR, you need to have um, the touch controllers. Okay, so notice what happened here. The controller now. Let me see if I can show my other controller. Okay, the controllers now are different. They change. They change to each different type of program that you're using. Okay, so what you do is you click start. Oh, I didn't. You know what? Let me go back to Steam menu. Whoa, that's loud. Whoa, that's loud. I have my volume all the way turned up. Jeez, that was loud. Okay. Um, so what you notice here is you're able to see what you'll be able to do in the game itself, and you have your beams. So okay, so you go back to Google Earth. Okay, and it's still pretty loud. Okay, we're not going to do the tour. That's going to take too long. So I'm just going to move around. All right. So let's see. Oop, that's interesting. Okay. Okay. So I'm just moving. I'm just moving the Wii controller here. Okay. So I am now in Paris. That's interesting. And I'm going to turn this into a Google Earth demo. Okay. So I'm not wearing my headset, so I can't really see what's going on. I could put on my headset. You know what? Let me put on my headset. Hold on a second. Okay, so I think there's certain things you don't see. How did I wind up here? Okay, you don't see in the preview window. All right, so let's see. This is Yosemite. Okay, so I'm not interacting with it. Apparently, it's taking me on the tour. I didn't ask to go on the tour, but I'm going on the tour. And it's just amazing. I'm looking at the Earth in space, suspended in space. Okay, so hopefully the tour is over now. The tutorial is what I was thinking takes long. So, whoops. Okay, learn how to explore. Okay, no, I don't. Okay, well, it's going to anyways. I don't want to, but here. So see, I can drag the Earth. I'm able to drag the Earth all by just pushing the trigger on the Wiimote. And then I'm also able to move the Earth. Yeah, that's pretty powerful. See, I can move the Earth. I can fly towards the Earth. It's this one here. And I don't know, but I think that there isn't a better way to demonstrate the capability of Driver for VR than with a Google Earth. Because as you can see, you can't do any of this with a controller. If you can, I haven't yet discovered how to do it. There might be a hack for it. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to place so now I'm going to go ahead and place the Earth in front of me. Okay, and I'm going to open the menu. Okay, so you kind of get the idea here. I'm not going to spend too much more time on this. I'm just going to exit out. But there you go. That is what you're now capable of doing. Exit out. Exit. Exit Google Earth. There we go. Then you can also use big screen beta, which is really cool. It lets you play video games. Now you don't need Driver for VR with that. unless you're going to be moving around there with the chat and stuff. Woo. Um, but yeah, that lets you play video games. Yesterday I played some games and it was just unbelievable having this massive, huge screen in front of you. Um, but Driver4VR really opens up a new dimension for you in Steam VR that you otherwise is completely closed off to you, and it lets you explore things that otherwise you're just stuck playing with a gamepad. Don't get me wrong, there's some really great games you can play with a gamepad. Um, One of them is Rally, Dirt Rally. Although I haven't tried it yet. I have Dirt Rally. I should try it. But yeah, there's just a whole new dimension open to you with this great software, and it's really great. It's free to try. It's really affordable for people who are on a tight budget. Uh, you know, um, and I think that you'll really find it to be really helpful if you haven't heard about it yet. And this is the first time you're hearing about it. Definitely check it out. It's something that is going to revolutionize the way we are able to interact with VR without having to use the typical equipment that comes with the headsets. And I mean, nowadays, there's Windows Mixed Reality, which is becoming very affordable. I'm not sold entirely about it yet, but at the same time, my understanding is some of it has capabilities that's better than the first generation Oculus and the Rift and the Vive. So that's entirely up to you. I'm not going to do a review on that right now, but I just wanted to share with you this really great piece of software. You should check out the link and try it, buy it, and I don't know what else to say except it's really great. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.